So I woke up to an email at 5 a.m. this morning, so what I consider to be some pretty exciting news. I tend to not really sign up to mailing lists or newsletters, but this is one that I did go out of my way to sign up for. Badlands, as you probably know, or maybe you don't, is a company started by a couple of gear YouTubers and a few well-known people in this community. And if you like 80s guitars, and I really do, then this is a company well worth checking out because, well, this is called the GX1 Holoflash, and how good does this look? So earlier on in the year, they released this GX1 Redline, which you can definitely see the influence and the audience that it was aimed for. Spec-wise, I loved it. Dive-only locking trem, plastic-covered pickups, which is a real kind of 80s thing, and the obvious 80s influence headstock shape. But to be completely honest, I think they played it visually, they played it a bit safe. It looked cool and on brand, and to be honest, if I was in their position, I would have probably been a bit more aesthetically cautious as well. But just as I was hoping for, with this second model, they've been far more daring. I was hoping for like a crackle finish or maybe like silver sparkle or something like that, but I think the Holoflash looks even better, and I probably wouldn't have even considered thinking of that finish. So I've been watching closely from the outside, and I think that, yeah, obviously you're going to be getting a guitar with the highest level of quality and top specs, but it really feels like Badlands as a company are possibly the most transparent and honest guitar company you can be dealing with in 2023. The only exception possibly being smaller builders where you're in direct contact with the people who are hands-on building your instrument. It seems like Badlands sits somewhere between that and a slightly bigger, medium-sized custom shop. They list the location of every part of the guitar, where it's made, even down to the neck plate. And I feel like they've learned a lot from the first run and have made the wait times a lot more realistic, and from what I've seen, they'll be rectifying issues such as logo quality on their hard cases and maybe not pre-fitting DiMarzio strap blocks. But one thing I did notice about this run is that they'll be doubling the guitars available to 100s, and I'm not sure how I feel about that because exclusivity is a big component to the appeal of guitars like this, and I don't think I'd personally like to see the runs getting much bigger than that. But then, of course, I still really want them to do as well as possible. Spec-wise, they have this really cool satin inlay on the top fret, which I really like. It in my mind, it really fits in well with the whole kind of like Shrapnel Records aesthetic. So a humbucker single configuration on this one, which again I really like a lot. They're using a special 250k/500k pot, so there's no compromise there, and they come with a Goto locking trem, which again looks to be dive only, which is very cool. Or again, you can have a hardtail version, but come on, don't do that. Man, these look so good. Look at the colours, and I mean, I can imagine everyone's going to be, because of the process involved, which I don't actually know anything about how they're made, but I'd imagine they're all going to look very different. So maybe you're going to find more that are flashier than others, kind of thing. So to me, that's a selling point. So you've got your own individual kind of look, and then comes with all the cool case candy that they were known for last time. I think that's nice. It's a nice touch. They've got the little the dude thing, is it? So I think they'll be carrying that on, which is fun. Right-handed or left-handed? 25.5-inch scale length, carbon fibre reinforcement rods. Not very 80s, but definitely ups the quality there. Ebony fingerboards. I saw something that I really liked. It's the so it's got Goto locking tuners and a locking tremolo. A lot of people think that that's what's the point in that, but string changes, it's just going to make things so much easier. I really like that. I think that's a really good thing. I like that they've gone into probably as much depth as they possibly can, spec-wise, and showing the neck shape and the diagram, telling you the sizes and showing you an actual diagram. That's really good. It doesn't look like they've said the price, unless I'm missing something really obvious. I probably am, but you'll be able to order them from the 6th of August. If I had to guess, they're probably going to be a bit more than the Redline, which I think was about $2,600. because the finish looks like it's more involved, but I could definitely be wrong there. I know the redline painting was quite time consuming. It's going to be a lot of money, but still probably half the Jackson Custom Shop equivalent. This is all pure speculation. So just down here, I would highly recommend signing up for their newsletter. Even if this particular one isn't for you, maybe the next one will be, and I got a feeling these are going to go pretty quickly. I'm always looking on Reverb at old 80s Charvels and Kramers, and up until recently, maybe the last 4 or 5 years, they were classic guitars that were older than me, that were still accessible. And now the prices have shot up, and the condition of many are not really what you want to be paying for. With Badlands, you don't have the heritage or the vintage coolness points. It's more like jumping in a time machine and going back and experiencing these high-end guitars, or probably the very highest-end guitars as they were back then, as they were brand new, without the 35 to 40 years of wear and tear or abuse. I think it's a cool brand that I'm happy to support in any way I can. I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with next. A T-type with Floyd Rose and a reverse headstock with a 24 3/4 inch scale length wouldn't be a bad idea. Just throwing it out there, Badlands. If you like high-end custom guitars, this is made by LT Custom Guitars here in the UK. You can check out one of their latest models called the Privateer in this video, just there. Please let me know what you think about the new Badlands guitar down below, or Badlands guitars in general. I know not many of us have had a chance to actually get our hands on these, but I'd love to hear your opinions, and I'll see you next time.